Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Following the controversy that engulfed the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) over the sale of crude oil to local refineries and the rising cost of refined petroleum products, President BOLA AHMED TINUBU in July this year directed the NNPCL to start selling crude oil to local refineries in our local currency, the Naira, instead of foreign currencies. This decision will allow the NNPCL to buy back refined products in Naira, thereby reducing the local demand for Forex. As authorities announced the commencement of this arrangement, industry experts and stakeholders have shared their insights on this delicate decision, evaluating the potential impacts and challenges that could arise from the said transaction.
The oil and gas industry in Nigeria today is the largest source of revenues for the federal government. It provides 95% of Nigeria's foreign exchange earnings and 80% of its budgetary revenues. However, transactions in this sector are often conducted in US dollars. What this means is that Nigeria sells its crude oil in dollars to buyers, and these proceeds are now used to import refined petroleum products, since the country, despite having 4 state-owned refineries, cannot refine crude oil for its domestic consumption. This is particularly disappointing due to the fact that the federal government is reported to have spent a staggering 11 trillion naira to maintain and rehabilitate these moribund refineries in the past 10 years or thereabout. In fact, since December 2023, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) has repeatedly set dates for the start of operations at the new Port Harcourt refinery, with the latest being September 2024. However, it is yet to produce any products for local consumption. Meanwhile, Nigerians heaved a sigh of relief when the private-owned 650,000 barrels per day Dangote refinery was commissioned in May 2023, but this soon dissipated as controversy arose around supply of crude oil, off-taking of products, and retail pricing, leaving Nigerians further frustrated with the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy. Since then, the price of petroleum continues to soar, now exceeding 1,200 naira per litre across the country and even more in the Niger Delta region. As part of efforts to reduce pressure on the Naira, the federal government recently started supplying crude oil to local refineries in Naira instead of dollars. Industry players and stakeholders believe this move could reduce operational costs for local refineries, stabilize the Naira, and ease the currency depreciation affecting the economy.
But having told us that we should buy it in our own local currency, that's a good thing. And I do believe that if the forces of demand and supply are allowed to play, that we'll be able to see a leveling of the price of our oil.
The recent approval by Mr. President that Dangote should be getting crude oil in the Naira value, I think this will further eliminate cost of exchange for foreign exchange market, cost of baby vessel and mother vessel, because this facility, call it the refinery plant, it is locally established here, and we have the raw product, raw material, call it crude oil, locally within Nigeria, the workforce locally within Nigeria. So to me, I want to state categorically that when Dangote start receiving crude oil in Naira value, that the price of PMS at retail outlets will definitely reduce to the barest minimum.
While Nigerians eagerly await the positive dividends of this decision, it is however an irony that the Niger Delta, the area that produces the country's abundant oil wealth, buys petrol products at ridiculously high rates compared to other regions of the country. This is particularly worse in coastal communities where filling stations are totally a luxury beyond their reach. In September last year, residents of Abonima town in Akuku and Buguma in Asari Toru local government area of Rivers State, who were suffering from what they described as phenomenal increase in cost of living due to the high cost of petroleum products from black market vendors, had called for urgent interventions.
In Akuku local government here now, we have African Petroleum filling station, that is AP. But it's not operating. The governor or the state government should come and put in a state filling station so that they can operate in this time of scarcity so that the price will come down.
Our problem is the oil is right in our soil and we're the ones suffering the more. So it pains us so bitterly. I think we really need the government intervention.
Developments in the oil and gas sector have obviously added to the troubles of the coastal population in the oil-rich Niger Delta region, who are toiling day and night just to eke out a living. Accusing the federal government of dealing unfairly with people from the region, some experts say a little more commitment in ensuring the workability of modular refineries as well as the operationality of ports in the region will provide some succor.
Give us license to establish modular refineries. All right? If we are refining crude here, it will be available. All right? But we don't have. Is Bayelsa refining? Is Rivers State refining? Nothing. The way forward, I think, is give the people from the Niger Delta the opportunity to refine fuel. Instead of pursuing all these boys who are doing cooking, but encourage them, assemble them together, and then give them the financial enablement. And
we have about 4 functional states in Nigeria with depots. As we speak right now, the Port Harcourt depots are dry, but the Lagos depots are fully wet with petroleum products. It will cost 2.5 million naira for you to pay for transportation for a truck to bring the product all the way from Lagos to Port Harcourt. But as against buying within Port Harcourt, it will cost you about 500,000 naira for transportation of a food truck of product. So I will call on Mr. President to intervene to ensure that fairness and equity to all regions of Nigeria.
Experts and locals are also urging the federal government to quickly ensure the full operation of the 12 NNPC mega floating filling stations built along major waterways in the region so as to improve access to petroleum products for residents in coastal communities.
Inside the Niger Delta,